welcome back to another amazing episode of the FitBiz Journey podcast. We are here today in New Jersey with Oscar and Sam, two amazing people, amazing guests at an amazing Pilates studio. And I'm so excited for you guys because they have an amazing story. They have now 3 locations. This is their newest one, and I'm probably gonna cut in the studio how amazing it looks like because it is truly amazing. And I'm just so excited to be here because they're going to share an amazing story for you. So Oscar, Sam, I guess let's just start out with how did you guys even get started with this?
So we opened our first location 3 years ago, but prior to that, me and Sam met about 5 years ago. We were both working at a commercial gym, and we started working together, and we started talking, and things, we're very good at working together, right? I was doing personal training, she was doing Pilates, and we just found this really cool referral program within ourselves, and we just grew. And then we started going out, and we started talking about where we wanted to be in life. So being business owners was a huge part of it. So this is how it started.
And go ahead.
Yeah, so we started looking to buy a business, whether it was an existing business or opening a new one. We were searching on Craigslist, et cetera, because we were ready to make the move. We knew that where we were at that place in time, we couldn't do any better. We were both making a 6-figure salary, and we were that's all that gym had to offer. So Oscar found an ad on Craigslist of an IMX Pilates studio for sale. And I was an IMX Pilates instructor, and I was certified with the company years prior to that. And we decided to quit our jobs at the same time and go for it. And it all happened within weeks.
So how did you decide on that move? Because that's a pretty big move to leave 6 figures, to, all right, let's do our own.
Exactly, yeah. So like Sam said, we were looking to, prior to that, we were looking to open up any other type of concept, and we went through maybe 5-6 real estate properties, and every time we were close to closing, it kind of just fell through. And then finally, I was just looking for used Pilates machines, and then we stumbled upon that they were selling the actual franchise in Wyckoff, which is our first one. And I knew she had the background on it, and so I thought, why not?
And so it was already the same franchise?
It was already an existing franchise, and the fact that Sam already knew what the franchise was about in the program and had the workouts were, I was like, it's a no-brainer.
That's awesome. And so why did you decide that, let's say, well, actually it wasn't the plan that you actually buy an already existing franchise, right? The plan was to open up your own at that point, and you just stumbled upon?
Exactly, yeah. We would just, like Sam said, as far as income, we were tapped out, right? We didn't see any type of growth that we were going to sell more. So the only other step was to open our own, yeah.
So what do you guys think? Because I think there are so many people who are listening, all the gym owners and personal trainers at this point, that they are at the journey of they're on their journey when they're about to decide to go this way, as in, let's create something that's something from ground up, it's my own, or let's go to franchise and let's shop for a franchise around. So now that you have an experience in both, what would you guys recommend to somebody who is watching, or how would they decide on that?
Well, it depends if the franchise is a good fit for you. You have to be very informed of what they have to offer, what their limitations are, what the support system is. IMX gave us a great support system from the get-go, and we were really heavily involved into sales already. So when we took that first base, even though it was already an up and running business, it was not flourishing. The person wanted to leave for X, Y, and Z. She was ready to retire. So we have to implement new systems, new processes, change the look of the studio, even though it was a franchise, to look very outdated. We had
This
to
was
like,
amazing, by the way.
oh,
Just
thank you.
viewers and listeners.
So we had to bring it back to life. And I think it doesn't really matter whether you want to start building it by yourself or go into a franchise. It just has to be a good fit for you, and you have to be very well informed of what you're doing, like the service that you're providing, and you have to believe in your product, which is the main thing, whether it's a franchise or whether it's your own gym or your own little studio. You just have to believe in your product and know that that product is going to provide what people need.
And it also sounds like that you already had pretty amazing experience, because if you're able to accomplish at a studio to have a 6 figures, right, in salaries basically, that means you already know your craft. And most people, I think, who are listening, technically they are. What I have learned, by the way, that lots of people, and no offense or anything, it's just basically how it usually is, that lots of people go to work for a gym or something, they don't exhale like you did, and then because of that they think it's the owners, and then they quit, and then they start their own, which eventually struggles, or they go, you know, up and down. But in your case, you were already like on the top, and then that's when usually people ask, why would somebody quit on the top? But
Right.
you went on to a better journey.
Exactly. So, you know, our confidence level was higher.
Yeah.
We knew that we needed to get better at everything, because if you don't get better at everything every time, then you're never really going to be better. But our confidence level was pretty high up there, just because we were able to build, you know, a good amount of income for ourselves working for someone else. So we just calculated, you know, what the business was already bringing in, and we had established following too. So we broke down the numbers, like who's going to come with us, so how much money is that going to bring, plus what the existing business is producing, and are we going to be able to make rent at the end of the month?
Yeah.
Right. So that's how pretty much we did it, and we just went for it.
So you guys actually had a plan before you started.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. We had a plan. You always need to have a plan.
You know, were you at GSDCon last year or no?
No.
So last year I was at GSDCon and I was speaking, and I asked about if you guys have a plan, put up your hand in the room. And not even half of the room put up their hand, at least to the first question. The second question, about half of the room put up their hand, but I asked if they have a plan, and I lowered the bar. So I asked, plan also counts if you have a napkin or paper and you put some numbers on it, which is better than nothing.
Right,
you
but
need
it's
a
still,
plan.
yeah,
Yes.
you need a good business
Yeah.
plan for sure.
Yeah.
And you I'm pretty sure that you guys had that plan. You came into business. Now you have a franchise. But I guarantee you that you didn't just created that plan and okay, that was our plan, but you continuously adjusted it, right?
Of course, yeah. You know, you have to constantly evolve with the times. You know, my belief is if you're not evolving, you're gonna die.
Yeah. So 100%. And by the way, on the way here, there was a store that had that quote on it as I was coming here. Comfortable equals that, and that was the actual.
Yeah.
That's pretty much
Exactly.
it.
Yeah. But so how is it even working together? Because that could be tough. So do you guys usually spend time all day together in different places, or how is that splitting up, or how does that work?
Well, you know, sometimes we're together in the same location. It's good for people to see the co-owners at the same time. It can't always happen. Sometimes I'm in one place and he's in the other one, but we are in constant communication. And all of our employees know, all of our clients know that whatever he or I say, it's pretty much the same thing. It's not like I'm gonna go ask Oscar to see about like my billing instead of asking Sam. It's pretty much, they know that they're gonna hear the same exact answer.
That's good. Glad to hear that.
So we're on the same page.
Perfect.
Yeah.
And it can be hard though. I mean, I understand. I work with my wife, so meaning like in business and everything. But as we grow and our roles changes, you know. So that for us at first it was tough. Just
Yeah.
for listeners, if
Yeah.
you want to go into with anybody, you know, in business. But what I wanted to ask you guys also. So this is the third location, and there are so many people who are, and we talked about this when we met a few weeks ago. But so many people wanting to ask, especially at GSDCon, ask me. Single owners, single studio owners, when should they open their second location? And you guys already have 3, and I know that the other ones were pretty successful, but would you walk me through that? How did you decide that, okay, we're gonna have a second one, and now we're gonna have a third one, so the listeners can also learn from it?
So from our first location, how we decided to open the second one was because we took a look at our revenue from our location A, and we calculated, okay, if we open location B and location B doesn't do as good as we think, and our execution plan doesn't go as 100% as it goes.
Which happens, by the way.
It happens, exactly, right? Location A can sustain that business plus our own expenses.
Perfect. That was the number one rule, I assume.
Yep.
Yep, and that's how we justify, cash flow is king.
Yeah, I did exactly the same.
Yep.
Yeah, awesome. Anything to add? Or?
And also opportunities. Sometimes opportunities need to present themselves. If you find a great place and you thought that maybe, no, I want to take it easy right now, and maybe in 6 months, I know that we could do it right now, but I want to take it easy and wait a little bit more, which it happens, sometimes we get comfortable. But coming across a good real estate spot is very, very difficult. So once you're financially ready and you find a good spot, you kind of have to go with it, because that spot is not going to become available a year from now or 6 months from now when you think that it would be a better opportunity.
Yes. So now you have 3 locations. So and you had the plan before opening them up that the revenue has to able to support the second one, and then I assume you did the same with the third one. But my question is do you think each individual location, when you open them, were they performing better at first than the one before? Does that make sense? Yeah. So was your opening more successful each time you opened a new one?
Yes. So when we opened our second location, obviously our first location was already established operation, right? Although it wasn't making a lot of money at the bottom line, it was still producing some type of cash. Our second location was our first location to open from the ground up. So, so to compare all 3 of them, I think second location and third location, this one is more of a better comparison. And when you compare it like that, this one definitely has a better traction right from the get-go.
Right from the
Yeah.
And do you think that's because of the experience combination with the location or opportunity, or?
Yeah, I think all of the factors. I mean, from when we first opened till now, we were here and now we're up here, and we're just trying to get up here, right?
Yes.
So we've been, obviously, the more you do it, it's like anything else. When you're teaching a squat to someone, the first person that you teach it is going to be difficult. By the 100th person, that squat is just going to come naturally. So I think it's been a lot easier now, as process-wise, to just do the third location.
And what you said is it takes about 10,000 hours to master a single skill. So now that you guys practicing more and more, from leadership to hiring to firing to all these things going on, then you just get better and better at it too. Yeah. And we went through the same thing, so I know exactly what you guys talking about.
Yeah, exactly.
But so now you guys have 3 locations. I assume you use Loud Remoter at all of them, or?
All of them.
All of them.
Yeah. And this is not a commercial for them, but I've used them too, just to let you know.
Well, we can collect the royalty for it, but
we'll tag Mike in it. But I just wanted to ask you guys, so because so many people, and I think this will be a huge topic at GSDCon, and I just wanted to ask a few questions about your lead coming in, follow-up process,
okay,
and then how do you guys handle calls and then bookings and everything?
Alrighty, so we get the lead, like you all do, and they get a text message right away.
Perfect.
Within not only the automated text message, they also get a text message from every studio has their own cell phone number, so we text people. We text people a lot. We text about their appointment, their booking, everything. So we get that text, they get the automated text, and then they also get a text from us. It literally says, "Hi, Susie, this is Sam and Oscar from IMX Pilates." So they know they're talking and who they're talking to right away. We're the co-owners of X, Y, and Z location. We're excited to have you here. We send them a link. They can book their sessions online if they want to. Most of the time people don't book online. So we start calling them. We call them in the evening, in the AM hours, in the evening hours, sometimes midday. we do some of the callings. We have people that do some of the callings, but it's very important that once we get the lead, if it is a normal, regular hour, they get a call within like 15, 30 minutes. Sometimes they get a call right away. And you usually get to book them a lot easier if they get a call right away. Yeah, so that's the good thing. They also get a series of follow-up emails. They get a series of text messages. So we continue to call and harass
We're
people
good at harassing
in a good way.
That's number one. We have a saying at our studio. We say we call until they buy or die. So, and by die actually when they say that, don't call me again. But that's
Yeah,
pretty
exactly.
rare.
Yeah.
But that's
Yeah.
pretty rare. So most people, just like you, I mean, I always like to explain this to people that, like we are sitting right here right now. If I sign up to your classes right now, then and you call me now, I'm more than likely not gonna pick up the phone. But unfortunately, most people, they think when you are on the caller end that you are bothering someone, even though they signed up for your classes. So obviously they want to be here. So guys, don't forget, call them because they want to be here.
Right.
Yeah, exactly.
That's the
You
reason
have to
why
call
they.
them.
Yeah.
And and when we call them first time, we get the voicemail, we hang up, and we call them
Okay.
right back.
That's correct. And that's exactly how, and it's in my presentation with Ingeniosicon, that's how Mike actually got me.
Right. I think I saw a little
Oh,
snippet
okay.
of it. Yeah.
Yes.
So you signed up at the second one.
Yep. That's exactly what happened. So anyways, it works. That's the
Yeah.
whole point. But I really like that you guys have your own, so new area code too for each phone number?
Yeah.
Or, yes.
Yeah.
We do exactly the same,
Yeah.
and it's key.
Yeah.
And then the other thing you mentioned that I want to hear a little bit more about is that you said that you send them, I assume, a link where they can book their own appointments, but you said not many do that. However, my question is, from the ones who actually do book, do they more than likely to sign up than the ones that you're harassing, or no?
I mean, I think it's like 50-50. It's not really. Sometimes people create their accounts online, but they don't necessarily book their sessions. So then our approach to calling them, it's a little different. It's like, I noticed that you created your account. Let me help you finish the process. Let's get you in here for a great, awesome workout. You won't regret it. So it all depends. Sometimes people are ready and they do follow the steps online, and they come the same. They saw the ad in the morning, they come in the evening, and they are ready to, to make a decision. But other people need a little bit more of a push. Most people actually need more of a push.
Yes, it's always they
Yeah.
not ready. You have to lead them into the
Right.
same.
Yeah.
So what do you think that now that you guys have 3 studios and everything, how many instructors do you guys have right now?
We have about 12 instructors.
12. Yeah. And how much do you think you will need pretty soon? How much more?
We'll probably need another 5.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty soon. Yeah.
Pretty soon. Yeah.
Yeah, pretty soon. Yeah.
There's
That's a good
2 in
thing.
training,
Yeah.
so another 3, I guess.
Yeah. Right.
And it takes a few weeks, even months, right, to train your coaches here or instructors here.
Yes, since we're a franchise, even if they are IMX Pilates, even if they are Pilates Reformer instructors already certified, they still have to go through the training because our equipment is different than any other equipment in the market. So they have to get familiar with that and the workouts and the terminology, because that standardizes us and it makes it easier for us as owners to lead all of the instructors, because we all speak the same language and people have the same workout every time. So it's not different training with Mary than training with Susie. So they really need to go to that training. It's a 3 to 5 day training. And then after that, they have to complete practice hours, about 20, and they have to take a written test and a practical exam. And yes.
Yeah. So it's about a 3 months.
It's about a 3-month process. Some people have done it in 3 weeks. Some people, it has taken them the whole 3 months. So it depends on how motivated your future employee is.
So first of all, that's amazing that the process and then what they have to go through. So lots of hoops. So I assume not anybody and everybody should and could become an instructor, especially here, because there are some high standards. So what is it that you're really looking for in an instructor? Is it more personality, or is it more their know-hows, or what would be number one?
So we look at a lot of factors, right? Obviously, they have to be passionate about helping others. So even if you don't have a background in fitness or you've never been an instructor or a trainer, you have to be able to care for others and have that customer experience, right?
Yeah.
So if your customer service is not there, then being in a service industry is not for you. So that's one of the big things that we look for too. Another big attribute that we look for an instructor is someone that is great at taking advice and taking leadership, and being open to just follow guidance from us, right? So we tell everyone to be their own person, their own personality, because that's what makes them great. But at the same time, we have to mold them into a great instructor. So when we give them feedback or a direction, they have to go with the direction, because the reason why we're giving it to them is because we already failed ourselves doing it the opposite. So we're just letting them go the right way. So that's another huge part of it for an instructor, yeah.
And that's huge, Katie. So where could people apply if they would like to work with you guys? Because I feel like you guys have an amazing energy, amazing studios, and I don't know who wouldn't want to work here if they into Pilates.
So if you want to work for us and with us, you can always email us. You can do sam@imxpilates.com. You can also search our websites, IMX Pilates. We have our location in Wyckoff, Westwood, and Hoboken, and you can send us a message through there too. And you can also Facebook friend us too and send us a message through Facebook.
Awesome, good. And what would be the number one takeaway that you would try to give any personal trainers, any instructors, anyone that is watching or listening right now in order to, let's say, they want to succeed in a company with you guys, just like in a studio just like this, or if they want to go on their own, what would be like maybe one each takeaway for them?
Well, if someone would like to work for us, I would definitely tell them that we're very passionate about what we do, and we really believe that we're here for a reason, to help people stay in shape. And we want people that have that same passion, maybe not at the level that we are, but they have that passion of caring for people and helping them stay in shape, and that we will help them like grow as much as they want to grow. Because throughout our careers as working for other people, we never had that support, or we had a little bit of support. So we like to give our instructors support so they can grow and become better instructors in a short amount of time. It took us like a combine of like 15 years to get where we are today. I don't want someone to have to go through like 5 years of kind of knowing what I'm doing, but not. So if you are really serious about like getting into a new career in fitness or stepping up your game, we are going to help you get there like no other studio owner in the area is going to.
Yeah.
That's huge, developing the trainers.
Exactly.
Yes.
And my advice, if you are someone that's looking to open up your own studio or gym, and you're working for someone right now, just really take a look at what your craft is, how good you are, the feedback that you're getting from your current clientele now, and you just got to educate yourself, and you have to be very open-minded to learn. Not just about how to help others, but also help yourself in business. Because if you're not growing as a business person, that's one of the biggest challenges. Going from training, which is your passion, to now owning a business, that's the second passion that you really have to develop. Because if you don't develop that passion, then you're not going to be in business and you cannot help your client.
That's 100% correct. That's probably going to be the title of this whole episode. Unfortunately, it's true, and fortunately as well. But at the same time, you mentioned that you guys are here, then now are here, and you want to be here. And what right away understood from that is, when I think back, even last year, even last month at this point, because we're growing so fast, personally, and business-wise, that when I just think back last year, what I was doing in business and what I was doing as processes, hiring, all these things, then I feel a little stupid that, oh my God, I can't believe this is what I was doing last year.
Right.
Do you guys feel that way sometimes in bid processes?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
That's what you guys need to look for, by the way.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, because if you feel the same each year, that, wow, this is what we did last year, so we're still there, then you're probably going to get stuck.
Yep.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Okay, so lastly, is there anything that our amazing audience or anyone could actually help you guys with that maybe they could jump in and give you any advice or anything whatsoever.
So obviously now that we're growing, we're developing different teams, right? So the biggest team right now that we have to develop is a sales team, because you know, as much as we want to be the ones always selling, we can be in all 3 locations at one shot. So you know, if you have any tips on how to train your people better at selling, that'll be a huge help for us.
If Grant Cardone is actually watching this right now, he would probably start calling you. As soon as we finish this up or upload it and he would see this, I guarantee you 10 people call you every single day, because that's what they do. And they don't stop until they get you.
Yeah.
But Mike, RC, you know, he's actually really good at sales. So I'm pretty sure if he's watching it, have you worked with him or no?
Mike?
Yeah. About sales, you guys?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes,
Okay.
heavily.
So they practice every day, by the way. 15 minutes, I believe, or 20 minutes with their employees, and we do the same.
Okay.
We practice at least once a week for about 30 minutes.
Okay.
But that's with us, like as, let's say, owners or that kind of stuff, you know, we practice with them. But then they also practice every day with their teammate at the location. And then we come up with, like, we have some of our people call them up on the phone and then just do like a consultation, a walk-in, a fit mom wanna come in who just had a baby, and different scenarios that we practice all the time. But what do you guys would need the help with, do you think? Training the actual salespeople or like just the sales in general?
It's mostly like training the
Training.
actual salesperson, yeah.
Got
You
it.
know, how to handle objections, how to overcome objections, how to peel the onion, right?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
finding out those, why am I hesitant about signing up?
Yeah, that why is huge.
Yeah.
The number one thing that I used to spend time with at the company, to what you guys are saying, to teaching, you know, the sales team that we have, and yeah, we literally create. Do you use Trainual? Or have you heard of it?
No.
What is your online, or do you have a platform to teach trainers, like I assume through franchise, like there's like a learning center, or?
No, I mean, they have a business center, but it's
it.
not on specifically
Okay.
sales the way that we handle it.
I got it.
So we do like one-on-one training with our employees, pretty
Okay.
much, yeah.
So
And the way that we've been coaching ourselves is through the Lab Roomer platform.
yeah, that's also
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
So we actually have Labrador platform in our learning center. So we have our own learning center for our coaches. And then the reason I'm bringing this up is because we literally created different steps. Like why is like one subject, and then like a subject for consultation itself, closing a trial, that kind of stuff.
Okay.
And
Cool.
then I'm happy. But guys, please, by all means, reach out to Oscar. Please reach out to Sam, because they have shared what they need the help with. It would be amazing if somebody could jump on with some amazing information. And unfortunately, we have to wrap up this episode, although I'd love to hang out here. It's amazing. But please don't forget to share, rate, watch it on IGTV, Facebook, YouTube, you name it, we're on everything. Oscar, Sam, thank you very much. Thank you so much for being here today. And
Thank you
we'll
for
see
having
you
us.
guys. Yeah,
Thank
next
you.
time. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.